Hi everyone, this is Kamau. Welcome back to my channel. Guess what? This is round 25 of the game This or That. Round 25. So what that means is this is our silver anniversary. Our silver anniversary. 25. Did you think it would last? Did you think it would reach 25? I certainly didn't know, if it would. But here we are at round 25. So we're celebrating our silver anniversary with this round. Clearly we were meant to be together. You and I were meant to be together. Please stay with me on this channel. We're going to grow together. We're going to get better and better. So in this series we're learning about each other. I'm going down 12 pairs of words. I'm going to tell you which of the pair I like. That's all I've been doing for the past 24 rounds. That's all I've been doing, is telling you what I like, so you can learn about me, and I'm hoping you'll return the favor and tell me what you like. So here goes. Number one. Would you ask a strange woman to hold your baby in public while you use the bathroom? That's gonna be a no for me. That's gonna be a no for me. I try not to use public bathrooms, but if I have my child with me, whether baby, toddler, or even up to 10, 12 years old, my child comes into the bathroom with me. Even if it's a male, my male children up to 12, they come into the bathroom with me. If somebody has an issue, sorry, but I don't trust my boys to go into the male bathroom by themselves either. So I will actually stand at the door, and if I see X amount of time pass and they're not back, I'm going in. So for my baby, no, I'm not asking a stranger to hold my baby. Even in the hospital, when you go to deliver your baby, because a lot of times babies get stolen from the hospital. So you will have persons who come during visiting hours, or even sometimes it's the nurses in cahoot with these persons and they help. But visiting hours, I try to, when I know that strangers are around, it's not just the mothers in the ward, I try not to even go to the bathroom during that time. I stay where my baby is, because you're on the ward, there are many mothers on the ward. It's not like if you're in a private room, that's different, right? But not giving a stranger my baby to hold, no. Number two, have you ever stolen items from a hotel where you stayed? Stuff like shampoo, soap, towels. No, I've never done that. Who does that? I've never taken shampoo and soap and those stuff and put it in my bag. My nose isn't growing, right? My nose isn't growing. Okay, number three. Do you believe in ghosts? Well, I did a video about my experience with 2 apparitions. You can check out that video, my encounter with 2 ghosts. That's the title of the video. I mean, there are things that have happened to me which would cause me to wonder, are ghosts real? The point is, I don't know, and I don't think anybody knows for a fact. But even if they do exist, what I think it is like, the way you would have an echo, like you make a sound and then there's an echo, or like you're sitting somewhere, you get up and your warmth is left. That kind of thing is like a remnant, a fragment of who the person was that's left behind. And I think it actually dissipates, just like how the echo dissipates and the your body heat dissipates. You are sitting there, you're no longer there, your body heat is there, but it dissipates. I think it will be that kind of thing. I don't think it's an entity unto itself. And so let's say it's a remnant of consciousness then. A remnant of the consciousness that the person had. I don't believe it has the discernment that person had, or had that faculty, to be even one way or the other. I think that entity would just be confused, lost, until it dissipates. Certainly not having the power that we tend to give to these things. So if it does exist, I think that is, I'm more inclined to think that's the kind of thing that it is. A remnant, an echo of what the person was, and it will dissipate. As to how long it takes before it dissipates, I don't know. I have no idea. Number 4. Have you ever ridden on a horse? Yes, I have. At the beach, I live just a stone's throw from the beach, Helsha Beach, very popular beach in Jamaica. And on Sundays, the guys from the Caymanas track, they offer rides to the children and adults. So I have taken rides, paid for rides, but you don't actually, there's no galloping going on. It's just a trot. One end of the beach and then they turn back. So I have done that. And a couple years ago, I wrote a book, Landed Gentry, which featured horse racing. And so I had to do tons of research on horse racing and learned so much, about horses and betting and that kind of stuff. So the research that I had to do for that book, I enjoyed writing that book. I enjoyed learning about horses, and they are magnificent creatures. Nobody can deny. So I would love to learn how to actually ride, not just the trotting up and down the beach, but that's all I've done so far. Number 5, do you believe in unicorns? Well, of course, I am a unicorn, only one in the universe. I'm certainly a unicorn, irreplicable. The mold was ceremoniously broken when I was made. And I would hope that you feel the same way about yourself. Number 6, are you afraid of spiders, lizards, snakes, and so on? Well, definitely not afraid of spiders and lizards. I would not aggravate a snake, of course. But I don't have a phobia. The way I see some persons deathly afraid of these things. I will have lizards. Lizards live up and down my house. And where I grew up, there were croaking lizard, green lizard, all kind of lizards up and down. And now where I am, there are many lizards, and they freely roam. Spiders freely roam. I let them be. They don't bother me at all, and I don't bother them. And my children, same way, they hold them, they do whatever. The snake, like I said, we know the snake is dangerous. And well, for the spiders, we don't have any dangerous spiders in Jamaica, to my knowledge. Or dangerous snakes either, but generally speaking, some snakes are deadly. So you wouldn't interfere with them. But I don't have that phobia. I've held snakes around my neck. Like I went to Jamaica Zoo. They have a petting zoo for the snake. I had the snake. And in December I went to Florida also to the crocodile sanctuary. Held the crocs and had snakes again around my neck. So definitely don't have any phobia regarding those creepy crawlies. Number 7. Wine, which do you prefer, white or red? Well, I'm not much of a wine drinker. I probably drink wine once a year, twice every 2 years, once every 2 years, sorry. That kind of thing. I think red wine tastes better. and it has the polyphenol, so it's actually the healthier of the two. So if I am drinking wine, then it will be the red wine that I would drink once in a while. No, but I prefer the grape juice. I prefer the grape juice to the wine. Number 8. So you're caught in the rain. Do you scamper? Are you running to get out of the rain, or are you just strolling? I would be strolling. I'm a romantic, so I love that kind of stuff. I'd be strolling in the rain. My only concern would be like if I have my phone and it's not secure, it's not in a plastic container to protect it, or if I have important documents that would get wet. That would be my concern. But otherwise, I don't mind being soaked head to toe, hair wet, clothes wet, it doesn't matter. When I was at all age school in the hills, in Red Hills, often in the afternoon, during the rainy season, the rains would fall and the water, the water would be coming from higher up the hill, so like Cooper's Hill, Rockall, all that water coming down, gushing down. So when we're going home from school, the road would be flooded with water. And we just take off our shoes and walk in the water, even though our parents would warn us about ringworm and that kind of stuff, or glass and so on on the road. We just walk, wrap our skirt tail about us, and it was such fun. You just hold your shoes in your hand and you have your stuff, and you're going home and talking and laughing. That was fun for us, right? So I definitely would stroll in the rain, not be scampering to get out, unless I had some important documents I had to safeguard. Number 9, so the beach. When do you prefer to be at the beach, day or night? I'm going with the day. I love the scenery, and you see it better in the day. The water, the horizon, the sun, the waves, the sunshine, all of that together is really magnificent. And you see what's what, right? You see what's coming. You can see what's what. But the night, the beach at night does have its magic. It does have its magic, and the water is warmer. And if the moon is out, all of that is really pretty. The thing is, you can't see if any predator is approaching. You can't see if a shark is coming, really. And where I live, the beach that I live near to, Helsha Beach, there have been a couple instances of crocodile attacks. Even though crocodiles generally don't go into the sea itself, but the crocodile's natural habitat in Helsha is pretty close to the beach, and so they tend to stay in the swampy sections, in the brackish part, in the brackish water, and they have been spotted in the actual sea, to my knowledge, and killed 1 or 2 fishermen, and this took place mainly at night. So I wouldn't go to that particular beach at night, but like if I'm on the north coast, staying at a hotel which is by the beach, we always go out at night, stay by the beach, and swim in the sea, and it's very lovely. But I think I would prefer the beach in the day. Number 10, stylistics or shylights. Wow. I knew that one day I would have to make a choice between these two groups. So the stylistics and the shylights both were groups that American R&B group. Well, was it R&B? Well, they were in the 70s, so it's soul, 70s soul. For the whole decade, and then early 80s, these two groups were very dominant. I, of course, was a tot, but I'm just fascinated with the 70s. So even as a very little girl, I would adore the stylistics and the shylights and other groups from the 70s. But these two groups stand out in my mind. Now, Russell Tompkins Jr., who is the lead singer of the Stylistics, he was my first love. And anybody who knew me from that time, all I could talk about was Russell Tompkins Jr. Mainly in love with his voice, because for many years I didn't even know what he looked like. I had this picture in my mind based on his voice. He has a lovely falsetto voice. So falsetto is like you're singing from the throat. That's how I describe it. You're singing from here, you do your voice in a particular way. And this was very popular among the groups in the 70s. But to me, Russell Tompkins' falsetto stood out above the others. Eugene Record of the Shallots, he also had a kind of falsetto thing going, but not so much. His voice was more soulful, deeper than, the other groups that did falsetto, like the Temptations and Delphonics, Blue Magic, those kind of things. Impact and those groups, really, it was a big competition with the falsetto for the lead singer. So as a child, it was Russell Tompkins, it was the Stylistics that was my main group. But as I grew older, I learned to appreciate the other groups more. Right now I'm thinking the Shallots were the better group compared to the Stylistics. In terms of not just the soulful voice that Eugene Record had, but the quality of the songs, the quality of the lyrics. I think the songs from the Shallots have more depth. Lord, if the childhood me ever heard what I'm saying right now, if the 13-year-old me ever heard what I'm saying right now. But in all honesty, the adult me is going with the Shallots. Number 11, fan or AC. I just don't like ACs. They're too cold, and also if you don't maintain them properly, they just circulate dust and germs. And if you don't make sure the vents are free and the filters are clean, which many persons, I don't think they even bother to maintain them as they should. And so they just circulate stale air, really. So I'm going with the fan. And the last question, French kiss or British kiss. I just made up the term British kiss because, all things British are kind of boring. So I'm going with the French kiss because if you're my mate, we're exchanging fluids. Your germs are my germs. We're building immunity together. If we're together, we're building immunity together. So we're gonna go deep. We're Frenching it out, okay? It's a joint effort. We're building. It's a joint effort of building immunity. So I'm going with the French. So I'm going to run down the pairs. Would you ask a strange woman, or anyone for that matter, to hold your baby in public while you use the bathroom? Have you ever stolen items from a hotel like shampoo, soap, stuff? Do you believe in ghosts? Have you ever ridden a horse? Do you believe in unicorns? Are you afraid of snakes, spiders, lizards? Wine, white or red? If you're caught in the rain, are you scampering away or are you strolling through the rain? Beach, day or night? Stylistics or Shallots? Fan or AC? French or British kiss? So let me know what your options are. Our silver anniversary 25 rounds. 25 rounds. We're made for each other. Stick around and I'll see you